Hello students, good morning. I'm your teacher Dolphy, and today I am going to teach you the topic male reproductive system. In that, from human reproduction chapter, we are going to discuss LS of testes of man. Okay, so as you all know, this is the diagram representing the LS of testes, and this is the diagram representing TS of testes. So we have to study two topics today. First is LS of testes and second is TS of testes. And you have to try to draw both the diagram by your own hand. So if we say externally each testis is covered by three layers. Outermost layer is said to be the tunica albuginea. Second layer is said to be the tunica vaginalis, and third one is the tunica vasculosa. Three coverings are present outside the testes which surround the tissue of testis. The tunica albuginea, that is the external most layer of the testis, it is a white colored fibrous tissue. Okay, in this number of septa means partitions are present of fibrous tissue of testis, and these septa are further divided to form testicular lobules. As I say that in testes, firstly, testicular lobules means network are present which are separated from each other by forming septa means partition, and each partition is surrounded by a layer known as tunica albuginea. Okay, and each lobule, that testicular lobule, that is present here in the form of network of coils of the testicular tissue. Each lobule has one, two or three, it is variable. Each lobule has one, two or three convoluted tubules, that the tissue which is necessary for the formation of sperm, that is said to be the seminiferous tubule. These seminiferous tubules are present in the testicular lobules of the septa of the testis. Okay, and these seminiferous tubule networks are said to be the crypts. They are said to be the crypts of the testes, which internally form a straight network that is said to be the tubular recti, or the tubuli recti means the network or the tubular network of recti means they form inner side straight tubes inside the testis. Next one is the tunica albuginea, that is externally covered by a peritoneal layer of flat cell known as tunica vaginalis. Means tunica vaginalis is a peritoneal layer present external to the tunica albuginea, and then after to the vaginalis an other layer is present internal adhering to the testis. That peritoneal layer is called tunica vasculosa. So, as I explained you the all external and internal layers of the testes, now we are on a kind of network that originates from the upper layer of testes, that is said to be the vasa efferentia. Okay, so after the testicular lobules, the first branching or network that arises above the testis is called vas efferentia. Next, as I told you, from the upper region of the testis, three parts of epidermis arise. First one is upper one is caput epidermis. Second one is the middle one, that is corpus epidermis, and third one is the last one, coda epidermis. So you must know that what the vas efferentia is and what the vas differentia is. So the tube that receives sperms from retitestis, that is called the vasa efferentia or ductuli efferentia, and the tube that carries the sperm from the epididymis to the ejaculatory duct, that is called as vasa deferentia. So efferentia means arising, upper one, differentia means descending. Okay, it is originating from, efferentia is originating from retitestis, and differentia it originates from the epidermis, coda epidermis region. Both are tubular, both are networkal, both have a kind of connection between the transfer of sperm, but they are different in their origin. So in next topic, we will discuss the TS of testes, in which we primarily describe you the seminiferous tubule, the TS of seminiferous tubule, which means we will explain the testes the tissue of testes that at which the formation of sperms occur, or the type of tissue which is responsible for formation of sperm, or the site of formation and maturation of sperm is said to be the seminiferous tubule. So now we are on the TS of seminiferous tubule of testis, means the TS which represents the formation of sperm. Just look at the diagram, what is it is representing? It is the tissue or a kind of slide showing you that how the primary spermatogonia are undergoing changes to change into spermatozoons, and how other cells like Leydig cell, Sertoli cell, they are helpful in maintaining spermatogenesis. And last one are the smooth muscles that are present in the ovary of the testes of the human male. So each seminiferous tubule is externally lined by the germinal epithelium, means the epithelium that result in formation of sperm is called germinal epithelium, which comprises of two type of cells. First are known as germ cells or the spermatogenic cell, means spermato means sperm, genic means generating. So they are sperm generating cells. Other are nurse or Sertoli cells, which provide nourishment to the growing sperms. They are also known as subtentacular cells. Okay, subtentacular cells. So in seminiferous tubule, primary two type of cells are present. First one are the spermatogenic cells, which form the sperm, and second one are the Sertoli cells, which provide nourishment to the growing cell. The germ cells are cuboidal in shape and they form the bulk of epithelium, means they form maximum part of the epithelium. They undergo spermatogenesis to form haploid male motile gametes, means the gametes produced by the process of spermatogenesis should be haploid or motile, means can move from one place to another. They are said to be the spermatozoon. Spermatozoon when it is single, or the plural is said to be the spermatozoa. In these cells, other cells known as the Sertoli cells or the nurse cells are present, which provide nourishment to the developing sperms. Okay, Sertoli cells are for nourishment. Next, the second work of the Sertoli cells is to release a protein that is known as testis determining factor. It is a protein which is responsible for maintaining the testis function. So it can increase the concentration of testosterone or can decrease the concentration of testosterone depending upon the maleness. Usually it increases the concentration of testosterone and ultimately the maleness. Okay, when there is sufficient amount of testosterone is formed inside the human male and essential characteristics are developed, so there is a necessity to block the process. In those cases, a feedback mechanism work that is initiated by Sertoli cells by secreting a hormone called inhibin hormone. Okay, so Sertoli cell undergo three works. First is they provide nourishment to the growing spermatozoon. Second, they release the testis determining factor, which increase the concentration of testosterone. And third one is their function to secrete inhibin protein, which block the excessive production of testosterone hormone. Okay. Next, in the testes also, Leydig cells are present, which are polyhedral, means variable in shape, and they produce the male sex hormones known as testosterone. Okay, male sex hormone, that is androgen. The main male testis hormone is testosterone, which develops secondary sexual characteristics in the male for their spermatogenesis. So in this way, we have described you all the function and structures present in the testes. In next lecture, we will start up with the process of spermatogenesis. Read this chapter. If you have any doubt, you can ask. Thank you.